For example 2, we have the same learning target. I will be able to find the slope of a line and write an equation in slope-intercept form using a table. So we're going to go through these 6 steps again, starting with step 1, where we need to label 2 points from our table, point 1 and point 2. For simplicity's sake, once again, I'm just going to pick the first 2 numbers in my table, or the first 2 points. So I'm going to say that this one is point 1, that's -2, 3, and point 2 is -1, 6. And I'm going to go ahead and write those out to the side, and I'm going to label them with x sub 1, y sub 1, and x sub 2, y sub 2 for the second point. The next step says to use the slope formula to find the slope of the line. So I've written that here again. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 is the numerator of the slope, and the denominator would be x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So if I look at those 2 points that I've labeled, y sub 2 is 6, that's the y coordinate of the second point, minus y sub 1, which is the y coordinate of the first point, so 3. That's the numerator of my slope. The denominator is going to be x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So the x coordinate of point 2 would be -1 minus the x coordinate of point 1, which is -2. 6 minus 3 is 3. And -1 minus -2 is -1 plus 2. And -1 plus 2 is +1. So according to that formula and those 2 points that I chose, I got a slope of 3, or m equals 3. But as with anything, you want to check your work, and we also want to make sure that this is a linear function. So I'm on step 3 now. Pick 2 other points in the table to use the formula again to check your work, and also to make sure that your table shows a linear function. So I'm going to go ahead and choose these bottom 2 points. 1, 12 will be 0.1, so this is going to be x1, this is going to be y1, and then 2, 15 will be my 0.2, so the 2 is x sub 2, and the 15 is going to be y sub 2. So I'm going to use that same formula once again to find my slope, or to check my slope. So it's going to be 15 minus 12 for the numerator, and 2 minus 1 for the denominator. 15 minus 12 is 3, and 2 minus 1 is 1. So once again, I got that the slope is equal to 3. So now I'm moving on to step 4. To find the y-intercept of your equation, first look at your table to see if you have a point in the table where x equals 0. If you do, your y-intercept is already given. If not, go to step 5. So if I look at my table, wow, it's already there, because I have a point in my table in which the x coordinate is 0. And if that's the case, then I don't have to do step 5. I don't have to do all that calculating. I already know that b, and b stands for the y-intercept, b is equal to 9. Okay, so now I can skip step 5 and move on to number 6. Rewrite your equation in slope-intercept form and include the values for m and b that you calculated in the steps above. So we figured out that m is 3 and m is the slope. So I'm going to write y equals 3x. B is the y-intercept, and that was given to us in the table. So all I have to write now is plus 9, and that's it. Y equals 3x plus 9.